and welcome to this week's episode of Did Shakespeare. This week we are celebrating the Bard's birthday because next week on Tuesday is William Shakespeare's 455th birthday. Wow, can you believe we are still celebrating the life and works of this man almost half a millennia after he lived on the earth? It's pretty incredible. Well, this week I want to share with you 5 things about Shakespeare's birthday that just might surprise you. Number 1, Shakespeare's birth date is a complete and total guess. We actually do not know when William Shakespeare was born because there are no records of his actual birth. What we do have are records of his baptism, and that's recorded as being April 26th of 1564. Now, since babies were typically baptized around 3 days after their birth, historians estimate his birthday to be April 23rd, 1564. Number 2, the actual baptismal record is housed at Holy Trinity Church in Stratford-upon-Avon. This is the same church where William Shakespeare and his family were members and worshipped on Sundays. This church served the spiritual needs of Stratford-upon-Avon for centuries and continues to do so still today. You can visit Holy Trinity Church and see the baptismal records are there. I don't know if you can see the baptismal records yourself, but I know that you can visit Shakespeare's grave there, and you can see the baptismal records online at Shakespeare Documented, and I'll link to that below this video. Number 3, the entry on the baptismal record is written in Latin. This surprised me when I saw the record for the first time because they did speak English in William Shakespeare's life, and a lot of the other official legal documents for William Shakespeare are written in English. But the entry for Shakespeare's birth is written in Latin, and to give you a horrible version of Latin, let me try this. Gellimus Filius Johannes Shakespeare. Hopefully I said that correctly, but it translates from Latin into English as John's son, William Shakespeare. Number 4, while he was baptized at Holy Trinity Church, there weren't hospitals like we think of today. So William Shakespeare, there were no rushing his mom to the hospital and having the baby be born there. Instead, William Shakespeare is believed to have been born at his home on Henley Street in Stratford-upon-Avon, which is why that building, which still survives today, is known as Shakespeare's birthplace. They believe that William Shakespeare was actually born in that house and then raised there. So it's not only his childhood home, it is where he made his first entrance into the world. Number 5, there is actually some mystery surrounding the 3 days from birth to baptism theory on when William Shakespeare was born. There is a Book of Common Prayer that states that a child was required to be baptized on the nearest Sunday or holy day following his birth, unless the parents had a legitimate excuse. Now, there is a man named Dennis Kay who wrote a book called Shakespeare, and he proposed that the Shakespeare parents must have had a legitimate reason, because if Shakespeare had been born on April 23rd, the nearest feast day would have been St. Mark's Day, which was a Tuesday on the 25th. Now, that's not a Sunday, and it may or may not have been considered a holy day because during the time before the Reformation, that feast day was actually considered unlucky. So that may be the reason the Shakespeares didn't have William baptized on that day. But the truth is, we really have no idea. So, but would he be William Shakespeare if his entrance into the world didn't have the same kind of drama we've come to expect from his life? I think not. Whenever he was born, we do know that in 1564, the world was graced with the world's greatest playwright. And I know I am really glad that he lived and wrote the plays that he did for us to study today. That's it for this week here at That Shakespeare Life. I'm Cassidy Cash, that Shakespeare girl. Please join us on Monday. On the podcast, we'll be talking with Dr. Paul Edmondson about how Shakespeare became a gentleman. We'll be discussing Shakespeare's coat of arms. A link to where you can find out more about the podcast is down below in the show notes. And don't forget to join us for our week-long contest. This week, we will be celebrating Shakespeare's birthday with a week-long contest. Someone from my email newsletter list will receive a free Shakespeare mug. I designed this portrait and drew it myself, and then I placed it on a coffee mug because coffee is my second favorite thing after William Shakespeare. I will mail this to you. If you're on my email list, you're already entered. You don't have to re-sign up. But if you are not on the email list yet, you can use the link below to sign up. When you sign up for the email list, I do send you a sample artwork. Right now, what I'm sending out is the Life of William Shakespeare illustrated history map, and that shows Shakespeare's 52 years of life and what he was doing during his life and what was going on in England and around the world simultaneously. So you can see Shakespeare's life in context, and that's an illustrated map. It's 3 pages. You can print it out and hang it up, and then when you're studying his plays, you can look and see what was going on in England and in his life the year each play was written. So it's designed to be a nice reference tool, and it's also an example of the artwork that email subscribers get each month from me. When you're on my email community, I create art anyway. So I send a sample of it out to my email list every single month. You get free art just for being on the email list. And you also get all of the new episode notifications sent to you every Monday. So next Friday is when I will do the drawing and notify you of who wins the contest. So see the links below to sign up for that. Thank you for being here. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.